Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino. Tuesday, April 4th. I can't believe it's April already. 2023 people. Yes, I did clean up my act a little bit. Let's talk. Let's start off with this. An interesting phenomenon is occurring. Let's talk about this phenomenon. We have these smaller and regional banks who are actually suffering bank runs. That is massive capital being pulled out of the smaller institutions and going right into the big Wall Street banks. No surprise to you, no surprise to me. Before it even happened, we talked about how this would happen right here on this blog. There is another interesting phenomenon occurring here. Outflows from the stock market, according to these big Wall Street banks, is accelerating. In other words, despite the fact that this market has gone up and up and up and up since this new round of quantitative easing from the Federal Reserve, pumping hundreds of billions of dollars into the market here. Oh, we're going to talk more about that in a moment here. And they're not done. Well, apparently, people are pulling their cash out of the market. And JP Morgan this morning is warning that the stock market will fall. The stock market will fall. Now, this is kind of, I guess, a little more interesting if we listen to what Jim Rickards said just a couple of months ago, that this market was going to crash sometime middle of this year. Here's my take on crash callers. You know what I'm going to tell you? Watch the debt market. Okay, these crash callers can say whatever they want. Okay, if the illusion of stability is maintained in this debt market, and look at the debt market right now, it's an incredible phenomenon. And you and I, again, predicted this right here. What did we say? If they would maintain that illusion, people, of stability in the debt market, the stock market would go higher. And that's exactly what has happened now. Okay, so you got JP Morgan warning about the market's going to fall or crash or whatever they're saying. Jim Rickards, okay, middle of the year. Burry already admitted that he was wrong. Michael Burry said, okay, I'm sorry, everyone. I was wrong about my crash call. People like this got to keep their mouths shut, honestly, because either, number one, they don't know what they're looking at. I'm referring to the driver of this market being the debt market. Or number two, there's something else going on, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe they want to get views or whatever it is here. Me, I personally don't care about that. I want to get all of you to know what's going on, at least my perspective, and then I want you to decide whether you think it's right or wrong. Pretty much that's all. Okay, I'm out here just talking about what's happening, what we're seeing unfold. And honestly, look back on the videos I've done. Go back as far as you want to go. And you will see that things are actually unfolding pretty much exactly like we said. Now, talking about that, what do we know is happening? I love talking about what we know, what we can actually prove is happening. Well, energy, crude oil, higher, 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 higher as of late. All right, no surprise to anyone that follows this blog. We know where crude is going, much, much higher. It doesn't mean it's going up in a linear fashion, okay? It can pull back, all right? But it's going much, much higher. This issue with Saudi Arabia and oil production, whatever, we know where they want crude oil. They think we're stupid, but we're not stupid now. What is getting some attention here, it is getting some attention on the mainstream, believe it or not. I'm so shocked, is food inflation. They're saying, hey, you know what? What does this mean? If crude oil is going up, that means food is going also higher in price. I mean, come on, people. This is a no-brainer. It's a cause and effect. It's a cause and effect. Of course, everything is shipped using crude oil in one way or the other. So that means food is going much, much higher. Now, if you look at some of the titles of the videos I did just a few weeks ago, I said specifically a tidal wave, a tsunami of inflation was going to hit us all. This is part of it. We have a situation here, central banks around the world pumping hundreds of billions, going to be trillions of dollars into the market here. into the debt market as well. You can see what's going on here. And now we have this issue of crude oil. Do you think this is all in play right now just simply by accident? Do you really believe, honestly, that the Saudis, OPEC, just happen to, right now say, hey, you know what, we're going to cut production? No, it all plays together. Nothing is by accident here, okay? Anything that happens geopolitically has been thought out, planned out, and then executed to elicit a specific response. Now we have the situation here of, again, central banks pumping hundreds of billions of dollars into the system. We have crude oil now getting a bit higher, energy stocks. Now, what does this tell you? What does this tell you? Duh, it's a big fat duh. Do you think inflation is not going to go much higher? Oh. Pay attention to how they're going to play it out. Again, they're going to convince you, or at least try to convince you, that what you're seeing is not real. Although we know for a fact that inflation continues to rise. They're telling us inflation is rising still, despite the fact that we have some Fed presidents telling us that inflation is actually getting better. Inflation is not getting better. You can expect the campaign, the propaganda campaign that inflation is getting better, it's getting better, to, I think, accelerate here moving forward. Again, they have to do this. They have to convince you that what you're seeing and feeling and paying for is not real. You're imagining this. It's not happening, although we know it is happening. But this is part of what's going on here, quite obviously. Now, if we want to look over here at the market this morning, stock futures are slightly higher. The 10-year yield remains pretty much dead on flat, stable. Relative strength of the dollar, okay, we're roughly flat this morning. So the illusion of stability is being maintained, people. It's being maintained, and the market looks like it wants to go higher here. Now, I also said last week, I believe, that this market is kind of due for a pullback. In this kind of an environment, nothing is due for anything here. Easy money being pumped in, it's a hard thing for this market to ignore, although I believe the market does need to drop. I mean, again, let's put this into perspective. The stock market and the economy, there's no connection here at all. Zero. And that gap between the two of them that I've been showing you, this exact thing for like 10 years, this gap between the market and the economy is going to continue to get wider. Inflation is going to get much worse moving forward. The middle class, those of you that are members of the middle class, you're pretty much done. Okay, you have a target on your face, tattooed, you can't get it off, but you can do things about it. Again, bet against the debt, become your own central bank, realizing that we haven't seen anything yet with regard to this hyper debt bubble being inflated. Now, if JP Morgan is right, and this market is going to fall, because again, the big thing that they're talking about, this isn't just Greg Mannarino, this is being reported on the mainstream. Outflows from the U.S. stock market. In other words, people are pulling their cash out. Look, the crowd is always wrong. I don't know what to make of this here, okay? All I can tell you, as a guy that follows this stuff and wants to keep all of you ahead of the curve, if we continue to see the debt market remain stable, the market's going up. I don't care how much inflation hits. As a matter of fact, with crude oil getting bid higher, what do you think that's going to do to energy companies? You think they're going to fall? No. Energy companies are going to put on gains. And with regard to the banks here, the big banks that are seeing massive inflows of capital from the smaller banks, they're probably going to get bid higher. In fact, I'd be willing to bet they're going higher. Look, you and I got this. And I don't care what they want to do to us. They want to throw whatever they want at us. They want to fling dog poop at us. Good, we're going to fling it right back. You can't say S-H-I-T anymore. It's a very, very, very bad word on YouTube. It's astonishing, isn't it? But that's just the way it is, people. Like I was just saying, they can do whatever they want to us. I really feel like we're invincible. I honestly do. We got it covered from every angle because we're ahead of them. We know what they're going to do before they're going to do it. Again, look at the titles of my videos from just a few weeks ago. Inflation, massive inflation coming. Yeah, it's multiple fold. It's central banks pumping hundreds of billions, soon to be trillions of dollars into the system. It's crude oil, this just surprise. No one saw this one coming. A surprise cut from OPEC here. Really? No, we know where they want crude oil. Much higher than it is right now. At a minimum, They want this, $100 a barrel here. And we'll see where that goes from here, people. But just be ready for it. I know you're ready for it, honestly, because we are a team and we got this covered. With that said, I want to thank all of you out here who do support my work. I asked for your support yesterday. At the beginning of every single month, I humbly ask for your support. Hey, you know what? Greg's doing a good job. I want to support his work. $5, $5 is all I ask for every month from you. I don't think that's too much. I frankly bust my rear end to get this stuff out here and keep all of you way ahead of the curve, and I think I've done that. So if you are so inclined, if you haven't yet, this is completely voluntary. If you feel like supporting my work, there's multiple ways to do this. In the description of this video, there's a link to PayPal, and there's also a link to Stripe. $5, that's all I ask for. Please support my work. I got your back, and I hope you got mine. And those of you that do support my work, thank you. I will see all of you at the end of the day for my live stream. We'll sum all this up, people. We can laugh at these people. JP Morgan, the super banks, and we know exactly, the Federal Reserve, OPEC, we know exactly what they're going to do and what they want to do. So this keeps us light years ahead of the curve, and we can't be beaten. Again, bet against the debt. Become your own central bank, people. My favorite asset on earth. Right here, physical silver, hoard it, gain exposure to commodities, crude oil, energy. You know all this. I've covered it to the point of nauseum. I got your back, all right? I will never let you down, never. And I will see all of you at the end of the day. Live stream, 1:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love all of you from the heart. See you later.